Hello and welcome to Platinum Investment. Today we are going to discuss 10 mantras of investment in Indian stock market. Now people often wonder whether to put their money in a savings account or to do FD or to invest in mutual fund or to do SIP in any blue chip. Well, all of them are advisable, but when it comes to a return on investment, nobody comes closer to our good old stock market and the grand old traditional way of investing in stocks. Considering you need to know the basic thumb rules of investing. Now, before that, you need to understand the basic difference between a trading and investment, and for that, you need to understand the allocation of capital, which is a very important thing. In India, people putting money in stock market often loses their money, and we need to figure out how and what goes wrong while investing. So the allocation of capital has been mentioned are advisable to divide in 9 is to 1 ratio. 90% of your capital should be put for investment purpose and 10% of your capital should be made for trading purpose, and of course this 90% of the capital should be entered into the market in a staggered way, not at one single point of time, and the rest of the money should always be there in your portfolio and not been used for any other purpose, so that in time of its need it is there to be used. Next is the diversification of your portfolio. As someone says, not to keep all your eggs in one bucket. There are so many counters, so many sectors, so you need to choose one or two stocks from each counters which are fundamentally good and expected to give decent returns, like one or two counters from banking, one or two counters from pharma, one or two counters from IT and steel, and FMCG and oil and gas and consumption and cement and auto and realty. Totally you should have not more than 10 to 15 stocks in your investment kitty, and maybe 2 to 3 multi bagger mid cap multi bagger types. That would be great. Next, you need to check in today's date the company financials and the company growth, the sales and revenue, profit after tax, reserves and surplus, promoters shareholding, public shareholding, most importantly in today's date, presence of any debt, debt equity ratio, any possibility of the reduction of debt in near future. This is the bedrock of any good investment. Next, you need to check the company fundamentals, which is the management or the promoter's point of view, whether they are hawkish or dovish, their view for expansion and growth, diversification, infusion of capital in the near future, merger or demerger coming up, any acquisition, the debt repayment scheme, their future sales and revenue figures. These things helps in determining a company's fair value and also helps to decide whether the share price is undervalued or overvalued. Next, you need to overview the sector fundamentals. I mean, a particular stock might be doing well, but if its concerned sector, overall sector is not doing too great, too well, then it's better to avoid that stock and that sector. It lays a better foundation for investment, the outlook and the overview of the concerned sector at current market scenario and future perspectives is always advisable. The old school law of averaging says to average a stock price when it corrects 10 to 15% from the price it has been bought earlier. But we recommend people to use a pyramid structure instead, which is to average a stock which, when it goes up and breaks any of its stiff resistance and holds there, of course considering the price action, and thereby adding on to your portfolio value, which brings us to our next point, which is the most important thing, which is to maintain discipline in stock market. By discipline, we generally mean two things. The first is to use a stop loss in the stock market. It is not a very common thing for the investors to use, and perhaps it's the biggest challenge for a person to book its losses. But we always recommend people to use a stop loss in the market if you're not used to booking small losses here and there, sometime soon you might be ending up bearing a mother of all losses, which is not the desired situation. And the second thing, which is to overcome your greed. Well, overcoming your greed and emotion is another challenge that you need to overcome in stock market. People investing in a particular stock and that share price surges and reaches his target, but yet that person holds on to that share because he becomes too confident and ambitious and emotionally attached to the share that it might go up more, keeping its position naked. But that is not the way of investing. You must trail your stop losses and putting it as close to its current share price, and you must know how to book profits considering the price action, and especially when your targets are achieved, you must book your profits with time to time and encashing your profits back. Well, next is the right entry and right exit in a particular stock price while investing. I mean, 20 to 25% is a ROI you can expect on an average basis investing blindly in any good blue chip counters. If you hold on to that share for maybe 2 years, 3 years, 4 years time frame. But the key is to expand that growth rate, that ROI that we mentioned, and to bring it up to 60-70% annual return. You need to understand the right entry and the right exit price. As we all know, the price action doesn't move in one straight line. It goes up and it goes down, and that's how it moves. So you need to know the right time to enter and the right time to book your profits. Lastly, it's the power of compounding. As we all know, even if you could manage to yield 50% return per annum basis, which means you end up doubling in your money in 2 years time, if you could reinvest the profit you just earned back to your capital, uh, and following the same trend of earning 50% return per annum basis, by end of fourth year you actually end up making your capital grow 4 times. And by this trend, by investing just 1 lakh of rupees into stock market, by end of 10th year, 10 year of investment, and your 1 lakh rupee grows into 30 lakh, 30 times, by earning 50% return per annum and compounding your profits back. That is the power of compounding. Thank you for watching our video. Please like, share and subscribe. We are a new channel. We need all your love and support. Thank you.